Welcome to the Home Business Podcast with Richard Captain Henderson, publisher of Home Business Magazine, and Sherilyn Colleen, managing editor. This how-to show helps you successfully operate your home-based business.
Greetings and welcome to the Home Business Podcast. I'm Richard Captain Henderson, your skipper at Home Business TV.
And I'm Lynn, your co-host.
Let's cure, foresee, and get underway. As a home-based entrepreneur, it's no longer enough to just engage in traditional one-way marketing and advertising.
You must step up your game and use online and social media channels to broadcast yourself.
Two key ways to broadcast is through your own blog and your own YouTube channel.
As you get more effective broadcasting to your growing audience, you'll join the ranks of what are known as influencers.
Today's podcast guest, Darnell Cox, is achieving great success as an influencer as she distinguishes herself as a healthy aging expert.
So, hey, Darnell Cox, welcome to our podcast. Say hi to our audience.
Hi.
Hey.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for dialing in. So you're an LA girl?
I'm an LA girl. Well, I'm originally a farm girl, but yes, I'm an LA girl now.
And I hear something about Beverly Hills.
Yes. So I do live in Beverly Hills now, which gives me great access to the best dermatologists, best doctors, best nutritionists, things like that. There's a plethora of different experts in this small little town.
And all those glittering celebrities.
Yes, which is a big part of what I do. I open up the eyes of viewers from around the country to let them know what the celebrities are actually doing to stay looking and feeling their best.
So they can star in that next action-packed movie. Well, thanks for connecting in today.
Thank you. We all have our own kind of red carpet situations, whether it's a high school reunion or, you have a date or something like that, or, there's always those, you have a wedding, there's always things that we as, just normal folk want to look and feel our best as well. So I think that having all that information is kind of important.
I like that. Can I quote you on that? Or everyone has their own red carpet moment.
Absolutely.
So let's get to know you better first. Darnell, you are a healthy aging expert. Can you explain what that means?
Sure. Yeah. I've always been into health my whole life. I think I came out of the womb searching for chapstick and how to cure baby. Like the best, organic food. So that's just always been something of who I was. But as I got older, I'm 51 years old. I have 3 grown children. And I started trying to figure out ways to not only look my best, no matter what my age was, but feel my best as well. And I think that there is a discrepancy that happens as we get older. I don't know about you, but I probably feel the same age that you look.
I don't know. It's kind of tough.
I don't think I'll ever feel differently.
At 51, I feel like I'm about 25 or 30. And
That's great.
You walk past a mirror and you're like, oh, I'm not 25 or 30. And so I think that bridging that gap, looking your best on the outside and feeling your best on the inside is a healthy way to age. But there's certain things that happen to us when we get a certain age. For example, we stop making collagen at the age of 25. 25, you stop making collagen. So there's ways to trick your skin to behaving like it was when it was younger. Our metabolism changes. We lose muscle mass. There's things that happen, these milestones that happen as we get older. And what I do is help people understand how to not only trick your body into behaving like it was younger, but looking as best as you can on the outside and being as healthy as you can on the inside. And you kind of see that those two will mesh up. So if you're eating great food, you are what you eat. So if you're eating great food, you're eating stuff that makes your skin shine, you're on an anti-inflammatory diet, your skin is going to be better. If you're using the right skincare products, you're not throwing your money down the drain. You're doing things to trick your skin. You're protecting it from the sun, which is the #1 aging element out there, the sun. And you're doing those kinds of things. You feel better about yourself. So there's this yin and yang of aging where the inside's connected to the outside and the outside is very much connected to the inside.
So you're telling me I still need to go to the gym?
And I'm telling you, there's certain exercises you should be doing at your age that you should probably not be, you didn't need to do when you were 25. But at the age of 30, you stop losing muscle mass, which slows down your metabolism. You start getting that spare tire and you start getting soft. So anybody over the age of 30 needs to start doing weight training, resistance training, because that is going to help you with muscle atrophy in the future, also with injuries and things like that as you get
Well,
older.
since I'm 32 now, I guess I better start going to the gym.
Up in the iron. Don't just get on the treadmill. You got to pick up weights.
Yeah, I just like, not to get sidetracked on this, but like the doctor told me, he said, cardio is great, but you need to be pumping iron. So yeah, well, let's get a little bit more into broadcasting and some of the success you achieved, such as with YouTube. What is the motivation for setting up your successful YouTube channel?
Honestly, I got really tired of millennials telling me how to lose weight when they
those snotty little kids.
Because it's different. It's different for somebody my age. So I've had 3 children. I am 51 years old. My body is not producing collagen anymore. I have to trick it into doing that. I'm not producing muscle mass anymore. I need to pick up weights. And so for a millennial to tell me, or somebody who's even 25 or 30 to tell me how to lose weight did not resonate with me. And I thought, if it didn't resonate with me, there's plenty of men and women out there that it doesn't resonate with as well. So that was my motivation. I was looking for like-minded, like-aged people that could mentor me into aging in a successful, healthy way, which means kind of free of medications, kind of free of aches and pains, putting everything in your body that is good for you and doing everything that you can to look and feel your best.
Well,
so
what I'm hearing a little bit is they say it's really, really important to find a niche, to find a really good niche that maybe not somebody else isn't occupying in it. So it sounds like, there's a zillion health niches, but you found one that was good for you to target, and then you developed that.
Right. And it's shocking that I developed it for people, I would say 40 and older, but it's amazing how many 20-year-olds I do get on that subscribe to my channel, because they're a little bit ahead of the game now. They know, like, oh, we're living a lot longer. We're going to be on the planet much longer. And then they're trying to, cut off these things at the pass. So I do have a lot of younger people that are actually following what I'm teaching, but it was actually designed for 40 and over.
Now you're talking 40. Keep going. Oh.
So video can be very tricky. Darnell, please give us some tips on building a successful YouTube channel.
Well, I think finding the niche is important. I think keeping the video short. I think we lose people like after about 10 minutes. So I just know when I was listening to people telling me about skin cream, like after about 5 minutes, I'm like, okay, I can't do this anymore, enough. So I think having lists when you're doing videos. So if I were to say, like, just for example, wow, this is actually a really good idea. For example, like, I'm in the kitchen and I'm doing a video. I'm going to give you my top 5 anti-inflammatory foods that will help with anything from rheumatoid arthritis, and inflammation is the root of all diseases. So we'll help to, like, for weight loss, rheumatoid arthritis, anything like that. Here's my top 5 anti-inflammatory.
So you use a lot of lists. Do you ever bring like guests on, or talk to other people, work other people within your videos?
Absolutely. I do a cooking with friends segment, because there's always a lot of comic relief when you bring on another person in the kitchen. And mostly what I do is I interview a lot of doctors. So it's usually me and some sort of dermatologist or an esthetician or a personal trainer. And so because I feel like I don't want to be the person that says, hey, I know everything. There's always somebody out there that knows more. So I'm always looking for the experts in those fields. One of the latest guests I just had on was had to do with anti-aging meditation. So meditative, different things that you could do that were actually anti-aging. I had a happiness coach on once, because I had met a couple clients. I'd worked with a couple clients that were a little bit what I would call, from the Saturday Night Live, the Debbie Downers. And I was constantly
a happiness coach.
trying to, like, motivate them. So I thought, there's got to be somebody that specializes in this. And sure enough, I found the specialist who was a happiness coach. So, from the latest plastic surgeons to dermatologists to estheticians, I'm always having somebody on there that I think gives a lot more information than what I can give, or at least we can play off of each other so that the audience gets, it's packed in those 5 to 10 minutes that the videos.
Oh, being Beverly Hills, there must be more plastic surgeons per square mile than any place in the world, but they also can give you a lot of advice. Well, you have a popular blog with a lot of reach. How did you get yourself started as a blogger too?
It started as a blog, honestly. So like I said, I was one of those people that I've always just been into health. I've always, kind of just shared my skincare tips or whatever with friends and family. That was it. But I was raising kids. And it got to a point where when my kids got to an age where they didn't need me as much, though they still need me, but they didn't need me as much. And I was sharing my skincare tips and weight loss tips and all that with friends. I mean, even people like my manicurist, oh, how does your skin look like that? Or how did you lose weight? So I'd write stuff down and just hand it off. So that's what I was doing. I was just like writing different tips down. And finally, my husband just said, why don't you just start a blog and just put it out there? Because if you're telling somebody how to lose weight, 5 pounds in 2 weeks because they have to get in a bathing suit, that's not the only person who wants to know that information. So that's kind of how I started.
So you were putting out information, you realized there was a market there, a demand for it, so you just rolled it all into a formal blog.
Rolled it all into a blog, yeah. So it started with a written blog, and then once I did the first YouTube video, the visual of it, I think, took off a lot more. We're all getting a little bit late.
Well, that's a really good point. You link the visual with the written word, and each of them kind of reinforce each other.
Exactly. That's exactly right. So a lot of times when I do a video, I'll also say, click on the link below and it'll take you to like the written recipe, or it'll take you to like a blog post that I wrote. Because I think that people want that. There's a lot of people old school that like print everything out still and want to read them. And there's people that just want that 5-minute bit of information in a video. So I kind of try to provide both.
Yeah, it seems like as time marches on, it's just the briefer and more succinct you can get your information out, the better. Yeah. And multi-channel.
Exactly. Yes.
Well, Darnell, do you have any further points about building a successful blog that you'd like to share?
I think, well, yeah, there's a couple. One is time management, because working from home can be difficult because you're in your house. So you look around and like, I can
all these distractions
needs to be washed, or there's obviously distractions at home. So time management is super important. So I'm a really big with the to-do list and with I have a timing cube that I use. So if I'm going to do a task, I want to write a blog, I want to spend about an hour on this blog, I'll set a timer on it so that I don't go down that rabbit hole that a lot of us go down when we have a home business. So that's one of them. The second one is like, just be authentic. I think that people can smell BS a mile away. And I think that for me, if I don't know something, I think it's much more powerful for me to say, like, let me find that out. Let me find something to do that.
Well, that's a good answer. That's an answer. I'll get back to you.
Yeah. And people trust me that I'm going to do the work and the research to find out what that answer is. So that's another strong point.
I like that. You just can't emphasize that time management enough. I mean, there's only so much time in a day, and you've got to track and put deadlines on what you're doing. That's 80% of having effective time management. So you're hitting the target on that. Well, being successful at blogging and podcasting, I like that term, podcasting, will set you up and make you as an influencer. Darnell, what do you think sets you apart as an influencer in your field?
I honestly think it is the authenticity. I think that I'm not just like, I'm not one that is a brand ambassador for anybody. And I think that in my field, that's very rare, because I get sent skincare lines all the time. I get skincare apparatuses all the time, weightlifting stuff. I get approached a lot to endorse different brands, and I've never taken one single cent. And I think that if I was one of those people that was like, and I'm not knocking them, but this is just my personal kind of thing. If I were one of those people where you swipe up and here's your code and you get your 10% off, people would not believe what I was saying as authentic when a new skincare line came on the market and I was pointing to them saying, this is the thing, this is working, this is the best skincare line out there. So even though I personally have my favorite of what I really feel is the best skincare line out there, and have been approached by that company to be a brand ambassador, I often tell them, not often, I do tell them, thank you so much, but it doesn't give me the objectivity to then make sure that I'm bringing my subscribers the latest and greatest.
So it sounds like you got to kind of keep a firewall between being an influencer and being a marketer. And if you're not careful, people will just view you as a marketer, and you want to stay as an influencer.
Yeah, I think it's very different with clothing or with things like that, because there's a wide range of, so you can find stuff that you really love, and that makes sense to me. But when it comes to anti-aging, and it comes to like this $1 billion market that we have in this health and wellness and anti-aging market, there's so much money that is being thrown down the toilet, and so much money that is on wasted promises, and this fountain of youth that is just not out there, that I don't want to contribute to that. So I never take a dime on anything about that. And I tell people that, I'll give them a code if I buy something, you purchase skincare line and they'll give you like a code. I'll share that code on the screen with my subscribers, but let them know I'm not getting anything.
Right. So it sounds like you really focus on maintaining your credibility.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. I think that's kind of what has set me apart in this kind of field.
That's great. So your latest venture is your Live Young supplement line. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, maybe show us some of those products.
I will show you some of these products. But again, this goes back to like being authentic and being objective. I was sent a bunch of vitamins, and I'll try everything just to kind of do the science behind it. But I couldn't wrap my head around the fact that the FDA does not regulate supplements.
Really? Oh.
And people don't know that. They think that, the FDA, everything that goes in our body, the FDA has control of. They don't. It's loosely controlled. So in a vitamin, it could, even though it says like 1,000 milligrams vitamin C, your body could maybe only absorb 60 milligrams of that. It could be filled with toxins. It could be filled with lead. There's a lot of very dangerous stuff on the market out there. So I decided I'm a big vitamin supplement kind of person. There goes my kids. I just literally.
You're an LA gal with all those tweets coming in.
So I'm a big supplement person, but I wanted to find something that was bioavailable, that was 100% what it said that it was. So I came up with a supplement line. These are Live Young women's anti-aging vitamin packs. I also have them for men. And every pack is everything you need in one day. So it's a fish oil. It's an antioxidant. It's bioavailable, which means that your body is able to absorb it. So you're able to, it's in a format that your body is able to utilize, which is very rare. So it's minerals, it's bone support, it's everything in one little packet. So this is the first, this was the first supplement that I came up with, which is kind of an all-in-one, great for travel because you can just throw the pack in your purse or in your suitcase. And then that kind of like inspired me to do a few other things. So the hair, skin, and nails. So hair, skin, and nails, this is like a biotin that you absolutely need, but with a little bit of a silica in it as well. So your body absorbs it a little bit better. You notice it says joints and bones. People will buy stuff that says hair, skin, and nails more than they will bones and joints. And it's the same stuff. It all works. The outside and the inside works together. But for marketing, you'll spend more money on your outside than you will on your inside. So I put it all on. It's hair, skin, nails, joints, and bones.
So it sounds like you're kind of hitting a pretty diverse product line then. You're not getting channeled into one specific thing.
No, it all has to do with anti-aging. So it's all, your bones and your joints need a lot of support. And it's really important that you're getting your antioxidants and that you're able to, your body is absorbing the stuff that you're purchasing. Otherwise,
you're getting me fired up and motivated. I'll need to maybe have you FedEx me some of these. Sometimes I think I'm on my last leg. Well, Darnell Cox, it's been a great discussion on broadcasting yourself as an influencer. Do you have any final points you would like to share?
Well, I think the time management is super important. I think that being authentic is super important. But if I'm just as a teacher kind of point of view and a coaching point of view, sunscreen is super important. Being organic is really important. supplements, and lifting weights. Like these are like the main things. Like you can't ever stop lifting weights to doing resistance training, because when you're 90, you're gonna thank yourself in your 50s that you.
All right, I'm going to the gym now.
Perfect.
Darnell Cox, thank you for being such a wonderful guest on our podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, it's been wonderful. To learn more about Darnell Cox and our influencer channels and product lines, visit liveyounglifestyle.com.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of the Home Business Podcast. Share your feedback with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and at our website, homebusinessmag.com.
Visit the website for information on advertising. Subscribe to our newsletter. Please visit our sponsors. For more information, visit homebusinessmag.com or the expo at homebusinessexpo.com.
I'm Richard Captain Henderson saying anchors away.
We'll talk with you soon. Until then,
make it a great home-based biz day.